Welcome back to the Wondercat channel. Today we're going to be bringing it full circle and covering a Pauper list featuring the iconic Digimon that started it all, Agumon. With the amount of love that both Tai and Agumon has seen through the years as the OG leaders of the Digidestin, it's no surprise that Agumon has received his fair share of great support. And with the latest spoilers of BT22 being released, I felt this was the perfect time to drop this list for everyone's viewing pleasure. This deck is the ultimate Voltron list, looking to get in as many Sec 1s onto your Digimon to swing and close out games as fast as possible, just your average red things. Anywho, let's get on to the list. So today we're going to be starting off by announcing our Ego, BT14's Koromon. This should be fairly straightforward, an obvious choice. The card is just perfect for any red aggressive attacking list. Whenever an opponent's security is removed from when attacking, draw one. This will keep our hand filled with gas and combos particularly well with the overall playstyle of the list. It's also on flavor because, Koromon. Anyway, onto our level 3s. Our rookies begin with a playset of EX1 Agumon because it's the best Digimon to throw into raising and has an amazing inherited. When attacking, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a red tamer and an Agumon card from among them to your hand. This card sees basically our entire rookie lineup, and the potential to add a free tamer to the hand on swing is pretty good. While it can't add our level 4s to 6s, it's not the worst thing in the world since it's a potential +3 on swing, which is, it's pretty gross. Next, a playset of EX4's red-yellow Agumon. I was play testing with this card a lot when deciding to finalize the list. It's certainly designed for Marcus and more so standard lists, but the card is good enough here that we can justify playing it. Digivolves for 1 or 0 on Koromon, so he can always be thrown in raising if necessary. At the beginning of your main phase, if you control a red or yellow tamer, gain 1 memory. So this is a great turn 1 raising target if you open your tamer and want to get the game rolling quickly, but can also put in solid mid-game work with its inherited. We're never going to see the late game. We don't want to see the late game. Whenever one of your red or yellow tamers becomes suspended, draw 1. The big thing about this card is being able to put us to 4 memory turn 2 if we play the Owen on turn 1. But other than that, he's just kind of mid. Our next rookie is going to be 4 copies of EX8 Agumon. Similar to the previous one, it's a Digi for 1, but will Digi for free on Koromon. On play, dig 3, add a Digimon with Tyrannomon in its name, the Reptile trait, and the Dino trait. We can't play Ryudo since he is a rare, so that part isn't relevant to us. It will be our only on-play level 3. We don't really want to put this thing into raising if we can help it. Its inherited also helps our game plan tremendously, since we're planning on attacking into security often and kind of expect our stuff to die, so the extra 2k DP boost is a nice bonus. It should be noted that EX8 Agumon hits all our level 3s since they're all either reptiles or dinosaurs. A+. Our last level 3, a single copy of Rush Gill from EX4. This card is known as the Game Ender and has also made a name for itself in the most recent constructed Megidramon lists that are running around. He's just an absolute little menace. True little goblin energy. Every time we swing aggressively and take out 1 or 2 security, we are potentially loading up our trash and our opponents to get this little guy online. I'll never say no to the option of adding a guild in where I can. So nothing but smooth sailing for our level 3s. How do our level 4s shape up? Our first of the big dino boys, a single copy of BT13's Geogreymon. The card is limited, and for good reason, because what an insane ability. We'll Digi on top of our Agumons for 3, or the EX4 Agu specifically for 2, one of the main reasons we run the EX4 Agu. Makes sense, red-yellow Geogrey follows the red-yellow Agu. When digivolving, search your security stack for a red or yellow tamer and play one. If you do, shuffle your security and recover one. This is a pretty expensive digi for us early, but being able to play a tamer for free is always solid, and that extra information like what's in my security can always change our game plan on both what we expect to draw and if we want to potentially block. Even if the card weren't limited, there's certain limitations this deck has, so even if we could run more, we realistically don't want to. Happy to play the single copy though. We're also going to be playing a single copy of ST1 Greymon, a rather weak little guy sitting at a measly 4k. He digis for 2 off our level 3s. He has no effect but gives us a +1 security inherited, which is essential to our game plan. This on top of EX8 puts him at a reasonable 6k, but we won't be stopping there. We can certainly get our Digimon's DP higher for more aggressive swings. Our next level 4, a playset of BT5's Greymon. When digivolving, if an Agumon is under it, gain a memory. Oh yeah, this is great. With the digi cost of this gives us a 1 cost 5k body that can go up to a potential 7k with EX8 Agu under it. Again, as nice as this is, we can go harder, stronger, and faster. We're going to start getting into the nitty gritty of the deck with 4 copies of BT9's Greymon X Antibody. It's a free Digi this time on Greymon specifically, which is why we're not going to be playing so many Geos. It's one of the reasons we couldn't branch into yellow. We'll also discuss why we don't do this much later on too. A 6k body this time, 8k with EX8 Agumon under it, a potential 2 checks with ST1 Greymon under it. We're really beginning to apply some pressure with as little as a 2 memory investment if we push this up from breeding. Oh. It's inherited though is a really interesting part. All turns when this Digimon with the Greymon in its name would be deleted, returned to the hand or deck by an effect, trash 2 cards at the same level in its sources to prevent it from leaving play. What this means is that as long as we can get this underneath something, we are basically safe from all blue and green matchups. On top of that, removal would also removal that would delete comes in red decks and in some black, so we have protection there too. It's just a really good inherited. Might not seem super easy to get underneath a Digimon, but wait, we're still cooking, folks. Starting off with 2 copies of EX8's War Growlmon. This card is a hefty Digi for 4, but will give us that much wanted Sec 1 on another level's inherited. Sadly, it can't be added to the hand with our Agumons, but it's really only here to bridge that gap to a level 6's. We also have a way to trigger its deletion effect because we are in fact playing 2 copies of X Antibody. This card is immediately going to spike the price of this deck a little bit for the Pauper community. Like this is immediately gonna, this card at the moment is still like $5 to $10 a piece, so you're already paying around 20 for these 2 cards alone. That being said, the card is 100% necessary for our game plan to work, since we are able to swing with Greymon X Antibody for 2 checks, then using X Antibody to Digi into War Growl, deleting a 10k DP or less, doubling its bounce protection for the turn, and turning our 6 to 8k DP Digimon into a potential 10k. Seems pretty good. Next, the real source. We get this real sexy piece of cardboard, the full playset of Rise Greymon from BT22. Oh my god, did I lose my mind when I saw this card. The first Rise Greymon to come in red and black. This card, when being digivolved into, will allow us to just outright play a red tamer for free as long as you have 1 or fewer on board. It also has the CS trait ruling and stuff, but we don't care about that. Again, this card will sit at a comfortable 8k, can be buffed to 10 with EX8 Agu, and it's inherited also giving a +1 security. This card digivolves for 3 on our Greymon, so I think it's actually the perfect addition to this deck, will help us close out games super quickly. We originally had the Demetramon card in this list to play our Tamer Owen, but the addition of this card was just perfect. Removed non-Greymon cards still allowed us to play Owen for free, and it gives plus Sec 1 security. This card is just beautiful. All around, just perfect. I couldn't have wished for a better, like, Pauper card. For this deck, anyway. Well, maybe this next card, though. For the last of our Digimon, we're going to be playing 4 copies of BT21's War Greymon. Because if anyone who'd played the pre-release event, this card is an absolute powerhouse. It could auto-win you matches outright purely because of its ability to eat through an attacker or a blocker every turn. It can be played for cheaper if your opponent goes wide, reducing its cost by 2 for each Digimon they control. It has Rush, Raid, and Blocker. Like, this card just has way too much text for an uncommon. You know what? I'm all for it because this card makes for the perfect top end to this deck. We have level 4s, level 5s that allow this thing to swing for 3 potential checks on a single attack, but we only have 1 ST1 Greymon that gives Sec 1. The odds of us making a stack with that card is super low. How do we get that? Well, my good sir or madam, we have ways to remedy that. Starting off with who else but our favorite red support spell, we're going to be playing Rowdy Rocker. 2 cost option, throw a red at level 4 or lower under a Digimon you control. If you do, draw 2. So not only can we throw our ST1 Greymon under our bigger boys if we draw him too late, we can also throw our amazing support Agumons under whilst drawing an additional 2 cards. The card is just juice. It's juice on top of juice. Like, this is when you crack an energy drink and you drink it, you smash it on your head, on your forehead, and you're like, I need more, and you open up another one, and you skull the second one, you're like, I feel perfectly fine. This is great. Like, there's a reason this is the second list I've created it with. The card is just so much fun to build around when we look at low-ended red decks. But again, what if we can't find our ST1 Greymon and we're still just stuck on that level 5 Sec +1? Well, we've got even more to work with. 3 copies of Flame Memory Boost. That, on play, gives one of your Digimon Sec 1 for the turn. Oh my god, with an ideal stack and this card, you're swinging for a potential 4 checks on a single attack. It's pretty nice. Like, that's if you play this, if you only play one of these during the turn, but we have 3, there's always a chance you end up having enough memory on your turn. You could potentially play 2 of these and swing with your Wargrey for 5 checks in a single swing. But is that just like wishful thinking? Maybe not. Our next option, 3 copies of Gravity Crush, because if you hadn't expected it, this deck is basically looking to abuse it in the same way. Make big stack, Gravity Crush, swing with 1 or 2 Digimon, and just win on the spot. Security? What security? Your opponent is going to watch their security crumble away faster than ever with this list. This deck does need 1 or 2 answer pieces. We're going to be running a single copy of the OG Giga Impact to respond to any deck that manages to swing into our security, or play something too big for our Wargrey, if that can even happen. The final card for the main deck, though, as we've spoken about him before, a playset of BT18's Owen, a 4-cost memory setter that when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, suspend and blow up a 4k DP or less. The funny thing is, this card effect is all turns, meaning that if you pair up into an Angel or just general yellow shenanigans deck, you're more than likely going to snipe off a weak creature every now and then, with one of your opponents not paying attention to this particular interaction. We love free value. I thought I'd finish off this deck list with some honorable mentions and thoughts during the deck building process. This is like the 3rd time I've written up this script and recorded it, listened to it back and just gone, you know what, this is not good enough. I think I'm happy with it now. Originally, we did try to run the BT17 Agumon line with Rhythm in this list. It meant that EX4 Agumon would be online more often, but as someone who has tried making Rhythm work in multiple formats right now, it's so hard to justify running. Like, the Greymon being able to suspend Rhythm on attack for the DP reduction is a cool little interaction, and this sort of build would go really hard with the new yellow Hero Koromon, since it's basically an easier trigger to draw 1 off the suspension. But the reason I couldn't really justify this kind of build was because I just felt like all the really solid yellow-red Greymon stuff cares so much about Marcus, and we have no legal Marcus to play in this format. Because of this, we miss out on crazy potential interactions, and because of that, I didn't want to try and make a deck that's missing so many of its pieces. There was also Suni Zarimon from EX3. This card, I did a lot of back flipping, front flipping, just flipping in general. I really wanted to play this. I love its one attacking ability, basically being able to add any of our level 3s or 4s to hand. Sadly, I just think sticking to the triple Agu line leads to more consistent gameplay. We typically want to have that inherited that helps our game plan. Having another level 3 vanilla inherited just doesn't feel all that great. Swinging with him to hopefully hit a target as well, and he's probably going to die most of the time. Like, he's just trading. There wasn't enough consistency there to warrant giving him the slot. I do love the art, though. It's really pretty. Just Koki art. Just Koki art's great. As stated previously, the first iteration of the deck also ran the Owen Demetrodon. Demetromon, sorry. This card was really good for 2 different reasons. It was able to play our Owens for free. Its inherited giving us an extra memory is actually pretty strong. Again, as good as the card is, when building towards the X antibody trait for this list, I really found it hard to find the space for it when we need all those Greymon named cards. If you want to build something similar, don't want to include the X antibody stuff, feel free to add her in. The deck is going to go for about 40-ish on TCG Player, a number I'm sure you can bump down by about half, probably even more, if you go looking through bulk bins in your collection, just asking around. That being said, I think the power it shows for its price point is pretty awesome. But yeah, deck list is up for you guys now. I hope to see you all again on the next Deck Tech, where we're going to be covering a really awesome Gizmon deck that someone played against me during the regulation format. Absolutely clapped me. I couldn't believe how quick it was. Look forward to that, guys. Don't forget to like and sub, and have a fantastic week. Ta-ta.